This one is entitled, If You Marry. If you marry someone just like you, you will never grow. If you marry someone like your father, you will be happy being unhappy. If you marry your first love, you will always wonder. If you divorce and marry again quickly, you will marry the same type and make the same mistake, and sometimes do it over and over again. If you marry for beauty, you will find yourselves counting wrinkles. If you marry for sex, you will end up feeling empty. If you marry for truth, you will deal with definitions. If you marry because you are lonely, you will end up craving for silence. If you marry for passion, you will end up being angry. If you marry someone like your mother, you will always be a child. If you marry for money, you will have to earn it. If you marry for gentleness, you will be made strong. If you marry for patience, if you marry for practice, you will later be practiced upon. If you marry because you are bored, you will bore your mate to death. If you marry for religion, you will not marry a person but a thing. If you marry for sex a second time, you will tire easily. If you marry for children, someday will come an empty nest. If you marry on the rebound, your marriage will be easily deflated and bounced. If you marry someone who has more problems than you do, you will end up having more problems than she does. If you marry on impulse, you will wish for flat. If you marry someone sweet, you will come to appreciate the taste of life. If you marry someone unpredictable, there's no telling how that will work out. If you marry someone for their passion in life, you will be interested and become interesting. If you marry someone you once left already, yet that person continued to love you and give you all the distance you needed, you will be happy. If you marry someone nice and smart and giving, you will thank God that you did. If you marry someone who loves maturely, you will live maturely. If you live someone with different qualities than you, this will fill empty places in yourself, and you will come to know your need for each other. And if you marry someone who is both passionate and gentle, you will come to know that you have done the right thing. So if you marry with both your mind and your heart, for it is the most important thing that you will ever do, and require you to put more into it than you take out of it. So do it, and do it well, and you will come to know your need for each other and what life is all about.